This video is sponsored by The Baby Cottage.
My name is Jessica Ejibio Pari. I'm a medical doctor by profession and I'm a mother of 2 boys. Pregnancy is not easy. I mean, not only because of my career path. I mean, I know a lot about pregnant women, but experiencing it is different. It's different when a patient or client comes to you and then you see them pregnant and they go through all these things. Sometimes, or most of the time, or I would say, I didn't really understand. But going through it myself, and I would say I had an uneventful pregnancy. I mean, my pregnancy was low risk, not really much happened. But even for that, it was an experience. Pregnancy is tough, so people should be kind to all pregnant women out there. You are growing a human being, and you see your body change, hormonal changes, and you have mood swings, and some people have acne, stretch marks, and you are just not used to it. It's something that's new to you, and you struggle with it. People make it seem rosy, but it's not. It's not. People should really clap for pregnant women out there. They have done a very wonderful job. Surprises. I'll say maybe some mood swings here and there. Sometimes you flare up with certain things, and when you look back, you just are like, wait, why did I actually get so angry about this? Or why was I so emotional about this situation? Because the usual me, I probably would have made it slide. And that's one of the surprises about pregnancy, and also about the body changes. I used to be, very slim or very slender, and then you just get up one day and then you see your abdomen distending, and you see stretch marks. And for me, actually, I was lucky. I mean, I had acne, and then when I actually got pregnant, I started having a smooth face. So that's the good side. But then it's really not easy. I mean, seeing all these body changes, it's not easy. And fighting back to almost get back to the original or pre-pregnancy state, it's really not easy. I mean, it takes a very good mental health or a mental capacity out there to be able to embrace that you will never be the same. Okay. Finding out, I wish I didn't know soon, but I found out very quickly. I mean, my first pregnancy, 3 weeks, I sort of knew, because I have a very regular cycle. So once I missed my menses, I mean, I just checked, and then I knew that I was pregnant. But then I kept it just a little bit before sharing with family. I mean, that was for the first. The second one also, I found out quickly. And for the second one, I was actually hoping that, please, God, probably let me find out when I'm like 5 months or 6 months. Because once you find out early, the journey is longer than if you find out way later. Yeah, so that was about it. I'll say the good thing is, being a doctor, I sort of know what to expect. But as much as you know, it's different from experiencing it. And also the other side is, because you know so much, you overthink. The least thing you are thinking about 1,001 diagnoses that could be wrong with you. Even throughout your labor, you are trying to think what the next step is, and if I don't achieve this is what is going to happen, and a whole lot of issues. I mean, sometimes it doesn't help you relax. Yeah, that's the pros and cons of knowing too much. Okay, so for the first child, my brother was around. He came to visit, so we went to do a scan. Yes, we went to do a scan that day, And it was a Friday. I remember so well because I'm a Friday born and my husband is a Friday born. So that Friday, I told them, baby must come this day. I want a Friday born, baby must come this day. And then they were like, no, how can baby come? So I went to do the scan, and then the sonographer, we were chatting about it, and I was telling him to check my cervix to see if he could see if it was long or short, or there's any possibility of baby coming today. And then he said, oh, no, it doesn't look like baby will come today. And I said, no, baby will come today. I'm tired, baby is coming today. So after that, we went to buy kinky, we walked around. I mean, we had a very busy day. So literally, we were sitting there chatting till like, let me say like 11:45 p.m. So that was when I said, okay, then I'm going to sleep because the baby was overly active. And even my brother was commenting about it and we were all laughing. So I went to sleep and I literally just laid on the bed. And then I just heard like pop. And then water like was just pouring all over me. I was like, what just happened? Then the water was just coming so much. Standing was going to be a problem. So luckily I had my phone, so I called my mom. And I was like, Mom, Bradem has a seer. So when she also came, she was shocked. She was just like, we all didn't know what to do. I said, okay, so I'm going to call my gynae, and then if he says we should come right in, we'll go right in. So that was how the whole process began for me. So I get to the hospital and then they check. And then that's around like 12 a.m. And I'm told I'm 0 cm. So I'm asked to wait. So they get me a room and then I'm told to walk around. So before there were no contractions. So I was good, laughing and all that. So I start walking around. They check and then they have this thing that they do called a CTG. It's like to check if the activity of the baby, to see if baby is doing well, because they had wanted to induce me. So as I was saying, I had a scan on a Thursday, went on rounds with my brother on a Thursday, then at 11:45 p.m. my water broke. So I got to the hospital around 11 a.m. Friday. So I was happy, very happy. So because that was my first labor, I was asked to walk around, and honestly I wasn't expecting it to really progress fast. I mean, I know that I was going to be there for a while. So after the test, we were asked to walk. So walking around the hospital, walking. Then around, around 5-ish, no, I was like, no, this thing is it's not like normal period cramps. I think this is contractions. So the doctor wasn't around. I sent for them to call him. He comes and he says, oh, he doesn't think he needs to check me yet. There are no contractions. I said, please, there are contractions. Please check the cervical dilatation. So before that, I had already prepped for epidural because I was really for epidural. I said, why go through pain when you can have epidural? So I said, you need to check now so that we know if we are going to call the anesthetist or what. So he comes to check and he says 8 cm. I'm like, what? Like 8 cm? In my mind, I'm like, oh no epidural for me. Like really, I mentally psyched myself that no pain. And now 8 cm, I know that no, there's no way they're going to do the epidural. So he also wasn't sure. So he wanted to go call his boss to recheck. So he rechecks and he says 8 cm. Then I say, okay, so now let's do this. I had to like psych myself because all along I thought I was going to have the epidural. 8 cm is too late for epidural. So I had to now psych myself, and honestly, it didn't take too long. From 5, I think I had my baby around 7:46 a.m. So that was very good for a first time. Going to the hospital at 12:00 cm and delivering at 7 something was fantastic. I had no complaints. I mean, the only problem I had was after, because I had an episiotomy and I had a tear in addition. So it took a longer time doing the suturing. Yeah, I'll say my labor was pretty much okay.
How was the suturing?
The suturing was painful. The suturing was painful. I mean, the midwife kept saying that, oh, she had anesthetized the place. And I was telling her, but I still feel every bite. It was painful. For that one, I won't lie, it was very painful. And the painful thing, so the vaginal examinations were very painful, I think the whole labor, it was painful, but I could bear with the pain. But the V that the doctors did, I don't know, I can't describe the level of pain because I was just tearing. And the whole labor, I didn't tear. And that I was sort of crying, like the tears were just flowing. Before I knew I was crying, I was like, wow. So it was that, and then the suturing too was painful. And then when they were removing the clots after the labor, like putting their hand in there and removing the clots, that too was very painful.
I'm sure you're a doctor, so you know, but did it surprise you that you had to give birth the second time for the placenta? Like...
No. I wasn't surprised. But I mean, what surprised me was the level of pain. Because I mean, I do vaginal examinations on people. And when they are like screaming or they're fussing, I understand, but then I'm like, oh, Tobo, relax. But then, when it happened to me, now I understand them more, because like no matter the amount of prepping or whatever, I don't think it does anything. So now when I'm doing it for people, I'm much more like, I have much more empathy, because I know that it's not easy. So I'm always apologize. Like, I'm sorry, I need to do this. We need to know, like, yes. Yeah. But the second one, my second labor, was different. It was different. I mean, I thought it was going to be like the first, like my water would break-ish. So, unfortunately, I was very sick before my labor, so I think it delayed it. For my first child, I had him 38 plus 5, but this one, 39 weeks, I was still pregnant. I was like, no, why? I was expecting to have you way before, but because I was sick, I think I wasn't mentally ready to have a baby. So once I got well, I think about 3 days after really getting well, I went into labor. So that, my water didn't break. I started experiencing some lower abdominal pain. That was, I delivered on a Monday, so that was the Sunday. So around dawn, I kept having this on and off pain, but then I've been having that pain for like the whole week and nothing happened. So I was like, is this it? Or this is gonna be like another failed pre-labor symptoms? So it was going on and off. And I had read a lot about like managing the pain and things to do to hasten your labor. So during that was what I was doing, changing my position, walking around, taking walks. I took lots of walks. So the morning came, and then my mom was supposed to go to work. So I tell my husband too that, I mean, he knew because he saw me going up and down. And then I say, I don't know if today will be it, but Monday seems very weird for me to have a baby. I don't know. I feel like Monday is weird, but I don't know if today will be the day. So you give me some time, maybe around 9-10, I'll let you know if it's really it. So I still go up and down. I'm walking around the house just to like make the process faster. And then somewhere around like 10:30, I think the pain becomes manageable. So I tell them like, oh no, I don't think it's today. So go to work. Everybody should go to work. But my mom was like, no, she won't go to work. She'll wait. So it started again. around like 11. And then it went on to about 12. Then she says, okay. I'm like, let's go to the hospital. And she says, okay, go and shower quickly so that we can go to the hospital. So I go shower, and then when I come back, there's nothing, no pain. And I was tired because I'd been up the whole night. So I told her that, okay, let's wait a little bit. I mean, I've called the doctor and I'm not really getting him. So let's wait a little bit. Since I'm not having the pain, I want to go and sleep. And then when I wake up, we can go. So I go sleep. I wake up with an intense pain, very intense pain. I think about an hour after, I wake up and I say, Mom, please, this is it. Let's go. And this woman is now picking things and picking this and picking that. And I'm like, no, I'm in pain. We have to go. And that was around like 2:30. So we rush, and then in the car, I'm really trying to manage my pain. Mind you, my first child is also in the car. So he keeps interrupting, like, Mommy, or he says something, or he's playing, or he's... And my mom is asking me for directions. And I was like, really? Really? Are you asking me directions? Do you know what I'm going through right now? So you finally get to the hospital. That was around 3. Then she didn't park at the emergency place. She parked at a normal car park. So now I had to get up and walk. So I was walking. I mean, I knew I could be far along, but I didn't really think I was that far. So I was walking, like taking tiny, tiny steps. And then I get to the nurse, and I mean, she sees my demeanor. And even though I'm not screaming in pain, I mean, she knows that, like, this lady is going through something. So there were other women there, but she said, no, let me check this lady. So I called the doctor, and luckily for me, the doctor just shows up in the triage room. And then she checks me and she says, baby is coming. Like, baby is coming. We need to get her a room now. And we are all shocked. Because I knew that, I mean, I was in so much pain, but I didn't think that I could be like a 9 cm at the time I got to the hospital. So it was like, like fast, they just gave me a bed. By the time I realized I'm pushing, by the time my husband gets there, he's supposed to get things. By the time he comes back, baby is in. Yes, it was that fast. He was surprised. When he came, he was like, wow, like you're a very strong woman. Like, wow, like really, like you're 9 cm. So all that wow at dawn when you were walking up and down, like things were really going on. But then I couldn't really talk. So I was like, yeah, like just try and get me to the bed. Yes. But for him, it was fast. And I would say it was much more painful. I mean, with my first, the whole pushing and the labor process, I don't really remember the pain as much as I did for him. But then good news was, after him, there was no like tear that had to be sutured. So, I mean, it was just like bouncing back. And then I was really happy. I was really happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So now,
Oh, life after having a baby. It's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's very tough. Right from the beginning, I mean, my breastfeeding journey is like a story on its own. It's a story on its own. And having someone depend on you, you are responsible for the eating, the sleeping, changing of diaper. I mean, every emotional thing is on you. It's like everything, and it's overwhelming because sometimes you need a break for yourself, and then you can't get it because the other person also depends on you. You can't get that. Life after having a baby. I mean, one time you are like single or like you're newly married and you can go anywhere, you have a social life, and then all of a sudden that's sort of like taken away from you and in the interim. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I'll say that I have good support system. My husband is amazing. He's hands-on. I mean, if he's at home, whatever you tell him to do, no complaint, he'll do it. My parents are amazing. My in-laws are amazing. So with that, it kind of like fills in the gap a little bit. But even with all that, I'm struggling. So I mean, I wonder how people who don't have all this help cope. So because of that, I'm able to at least glide through because I work full time, and I also run a page on Instagram, a hair page. I'm a natural hair enthusiast, Naturals in GH. So in between that, sometimes it's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming because literally, you go to work, you close, you come back, and you just get into it. There's nothing like, I didn't sleep the night before because he was breastfeeding. So, oh, can I like sleep like an hour? No, no. My toddler is waiting for me and he also needs my attention. So there's no break. There's no break. You're just gliding through. You're just gliding through. No, because when I was in JSS, my friend and I used to say that sleeping was our hobby. I mean, I love to sleep. I can sleep. I love to sleep. I mean, I'm not really a morning person. So I can sleep and wake up like 8 or 9 before all this. But now, what is sleep? I don't know what sleep is. Literally, for the past 2 or so years, I don't think I have really slept from like 9 p.m. to 7 or 8 in the morning. No, it has never happened. It has never happened. And I don't know, I didn't really think that it was going to affect me this way or my life was really going to change as much. I don't know, I probably assumed that because I had help, it was going to be easy. But it's not. It's not, because at the end of the day, I mean, with this boy, I've told myself, at the end of the day, they are your children. I mean, there's no break for you. I mean, other people can take them for a few hours and have a break. But you can't. Even if physically you're not present, mentally, it's not a break for you because mentally you're still thinking about them. You're still thinking, has this person given the child food? Has he given this snack and this medication? And has he slept? Because if he doesn't sleep, then if I meet him, he's going to be cranky. And then I'm thinking about all these things in my mind and it's like never ending. I would say that I take one day at a time. I mean, that's what helps me, because it's nice. It's very fulfilling, but it's also overwhelming and a lot goes into it. So I just take it a day at a time. I mean, when I wake up, I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I go to work, I come back, I psych myself. I've been away, so I need to give my boys the love. I go pick my son from school, I come back, we need to do this. I mean, my son is energetic. Anybody who knows him remembers him and they know him. So you know that he's a handful. There's no dull moments. And I'm a quiet person. So I mean, you can imagine I'm a quiet person and my son is very energetic, like the total opposite of me. So I always have to keep that energy up. I always have to engage him. through playtime, through singing, and as much as it's tough, it's nice. So I mean, at the end of the day, even if you're tired, you just say, God, just give me strength for another day. And I mean, the days where I've really had it, and I mean, there are days where you have those days, and don't beat yourself up over it. When I've had it and I need a break, I ask my husband for a break. I ask my parents for a break. If it's just like 2 hours, 3 hours to go do my own thing, or to go out, I've been lucky enough to have people who can say, okay, I'll watch the boys, go do this. So we looked at the educational system, the education system that they run by. I mean, they have this Montessori, they have the Cambridge, and they have the usual, the traditional one that we go by. So we looked at those. We looked at proximity. Who goes to pick the child? Who goes to drop the child off? I mean, it has to be close to us, or it has to be close by whoever will be doing the drop-offs and then the pickups. Then we also looked at the number of children in the class, because, as I said, my son he's very energetic. He needs attention. So I didn't want to put him in a school where like there'll be so many students and then they are not able to really cater for his needs, or like really play with him and be hands-on with him. So I looked at that also. And then I went to the school that I had chosen, and then I looked around. I want a place where he can play, because playing is very necessary at this stage. I mean, I don't mind, at this point, I'm not really thinking about academics per se. I want him to be able to play. I want him to have good morals. And these are like the basic things I'm thinking about. So I went around to see if they had they had a playground, and then how the school was set up. So those are the things that went into it. And of course, cost. I mean, yeah, cost. Something that you can afford long term. That's very necessary. About breastfeeding. I mean, before I had my first, like every other mother out there, what didn't I buy? Breastfeeding pillow, breast pump, milk storage bag, breast cover, and breast wards, because I just thought that, I mean, after just giving birth, breastfeeding will just be easy. I mean, the child just has to latch, and then you're good to go. Wow, I have a surprise of my life. My first would just not latch. No matter how I tried, would just not. And I just couldn't understand. I was just so surprised. I'm like, how? So it was very difficult. At the end of the day, I had to do exclusive pumping for 8 months so that he could get breast milk, because I knew the importance of breast milk. So I wanted him to at least have a little bit. I tried everything. He just wouldn't. So my experience with exclusively pumping was a whole different thing. So I mean, with him, I didn't know what to expect. But because of what I went through, I've read a lot. And then I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And I knew what I should have done initially to have helped me. So, I mean, with this one, I was equipped. But then I still wasn't sure how it was going to go, because now I knew better. I mean, the children, they come with their own, they come with what they want to do. It's not about what you want. It's about what they want to do and how it's going to go. But luckily for him, he was ready to latch. And then now it wasn't enough for him. So I had to give him a bottle. But even with a bottle, I did my research, got him the right bottle to use for me. Then he stopped latching. After all this, after struggling, after breastfeeding for like a month with the sore nipples and everything. Now he doesn't want to latch. He's not having it. He just wants the bottle because I give the bottle, once a day. And I was devastated. I'm like, not again. So this time, I spoke to Talkative Mom and she recommended a lactation consultant. So, I knew it was flow rate confusion. And then she tackled it. And she was very good. Joycelyn, you've been very good. Yeah, the reason why we did 6 months exclusive breastfeeding. And I won't have it any other way. Surprisingly, before all this, I thought it would be weird to breastfeed. But it's actually one of the things I enjoy about motherhood, even though I want it to end soon. But I enjoy it a lot. Yes, so for all women out there who are going through a lot of breastfeeding problems, sometimes even we as the healthcare professionals, we don't understand. Till you've gone through it, you don't understand. So just be patient with other people who don't understand you, and then just do what is good for you. If you have to give formula, do it. Fed is best. If you tried and you couldn't do it, it's fine. Do what is good for you and your baby. As a working mother, one of the challenging things is, as I said, you don't have a break. When I'm going home, I say that I'm going to my other shift, because when I get home, it's literally another shift. It's literally another job that I have to do that is never ending. So, and it's very stressful. Sometimes even going to work is a break, because if you have to choose between taking care of your kids the whole day and going to work, sometimes going to work is easier. It's easier. So being a working mom is very difficult. I don't even know how the stay-at-home moms do it. I don't know. But it's very difficult juggling the two, because sometimes you're very tired, and if you have a very demanding job, and you sometimes you're thinking about clients and you have to respond to emergencies, and then literally sometimes I'm on the phone and then my kids are screaming in the background, and it's your life now. That's what you have now, so you just have to deal with it. You just have to deal with it. But it's tough. So if you see this cutie right here, a motherhood it's everything. It's the good, the bad, the ugly, but it's amazing. It's amazing. My children, they have very beautiful smiles. They smile and then you're just like they're mine. They're mine. I love them so much. And I feel like if you're up for it, everybody should experience this. As much as it's tough, it's very, very, very rewarding, because I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah.
Awesome. So now, finally, your final words.
Okay.
Pregnancy, childbirth, parenting. Your final words.
Final words is that pregnancy, labor, and parenting is difficult. It's rewarding, it's difficult, and it changes who you are. But as much as it changes you, I feel like you should have a balance, because there are many people out there who sometimes lose themselves because of how overwhelming the situation is. I would say, amongst everything, find yourself, find something that you like, and find a hobby, find something that defines you. Throughout this process, people say, how does she manage to do her hair? But for me, doing my natural hair brings me joy. So I make time for it amongst everything. And everybody around me know. So they accommodate it. So self-care is very good. Self-care is essential. Self-care is essential to your mental health. So find time to take care of yourself so you can take care of these little ones and your family as well.
Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to Dromo Baby. We're on Instagram as Dromo Baby, YouTube Dromo Baby, Facebook Dromo Baby.
This video was brought to you by The Baby Cottage.